Clair Obscur Expedition 33 had an awesome showcase for us during this year's Xbox Developers Direct. In it, we got a lot of cool details about the game that we didn't have before, including a lot of gameplay elements, a reveal of a helpful species that will be joining us throughout our journey to the Paintress, and much more. So, if that sounds interesting to you, make sure to click that thumbs up and make it glow, and subscribe for more Expedition 33 coverage. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. During the big section that Sandfall Interactive had during their part in Xbox's Developer Direct, they showed off a ton of details for Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Let's get into some of these. First on up, let's start with the story and characters themselves. Jennifer Svedbergian, one of the lead writers for the game, confirmed in this Developer Direct that in the game, 67 years have passed since the Paintress and her monolith have come forward in the world of Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Once a year, she wakes and paints a number on that monolith that came with her, then everyone who is past that number in age is just seemingly erased from existence. Every year, that number on the monolith goes down by 1, and everyone who disappears gets younger and younger. Every year, an expedition departs, but none ever return from their journey of trying to stop the Paintress. She mentioned the story will not be about good versus evil, but instead be more focused around the characters who are flawed, but nonetheless care about one another deeply. The story will apparently have a more dark and mature tone, with characters who will have intricate backstories and motives that will feel like real people, who have all gone through their own trials in life with seemingly real experiences that motivate and push them towards how they think they should handle the events that are unfolding in the story. Jennifer says that a big part of the story will be the characters themselves dealing with the ever-looming existential threats, while dealing with loss and grief all around them. All the characters will have their own motivations and ways with dealing with all the trials ahead, but among our cast there will also be some zany and colorful characters in the form of Gestrels, which are a species in the game that have a very unique look and will be joining us on our adventures. We on our journey will be joined by 2 that they've revealed so far throughout the Developers Direct, one of them being Monaco, a Gestrel who can turn into any enemy that you defeat and will be joining your party seemingly in a gameplay sense. Throughout our journeys, we will also be joined by another Gestrel named Eske, who is essentially our Appa from the Avatar The Last Airbender show, who will act as our mount and help us explore the in-game map and world which we will have access to while playing the game. They also mentioned if you bring SK special stones, you could add more abilities to him, letting you explore previously unexplored parts of the world map and find secrets in these areas. We'll get into more details on this later on. Overall, they say every single character will have their own reason for joining the expedition, and they will have their own fully fledged story arcs that they think people will connect with while we play through the story. Moving on to the gameplay itself, they are describing this game as a reactive turn-based RPG, where it's the traditional turn-based action you've seen across RPGs for years now, but now they're adding real-time reaction to the moves. Some examples are sort of rhythmic button presses you will have to do associated with moves that you choose to use. These button presses are timed with windows to get perfect timings on them, and doing so will add to the damage you do with these abilities. During enemy turns, you can negate all of the damage they are churning out to you by parrying or blocking at the exact times that you need to. Players who are good at the real-time part of the gameplay can take a lot more risks in the game, while players not so good can off-balance it by equipping strong items and using cunning strategies in fights to counterbalance the real-time elements in gameplay. One of the many ways that off-balancing will work is through the super in-depth customization you will have with every character in your party in the game. Every character will have unique mechanics and custom skill trees as well. While making the game, they wanted every type of playstyle in their game to be viable, so anyone wanting to play the game a certain way could have fun playing their game. Every character has a unique mechanic, and in this presentation, they show us that Mael can switch between defensive and offensive stances, changing up her playstyle completely. And that's not even mentioning, all characters that can be in your party can choose to equip some of the hundreds of different passive effects in the game called Luminas. Luminas apparently will have a cost system associated to it with every individual character, and you can choose any Lumina to be on your character as long as they fit into that character's cost limit for them. These Luminas are divided between offensive, defensive, and support Luminas. Every character will have more than 20 options to choose from in their skill trees, and access to over 100 different passive effects from their Lumina system, and some skills that will be acquired from equipped weapons as well. In the developer direct, they said that there are a ton of builds and playstyles to try in the game, that not even they were able to test all of them while they were coming up with the game. So the possibilities on builds in this game seem to have a ton of different combos that not even the developers know fully what to expect. Finally, after touching on these gameplay elements, they go a bit more in depth into their completely 3D and navigatable world map. They said that there are a ton of side paths and entire hidden levels. If you want to fight the toughest battles in the game, they said that we would have to explore, which means that super bosses seem to be lying in wait around some of the most secretive parts of their world map. As Sandfall Interactive's first full-on game, they've been trying to fire on all cylinders for this title. Whether you're here for a gripping story with seemingly great world building and characters, or an awesome and innovative take on the classic turn-based JRPG genre, they've been working on this game for over 4 years with a lot of care and passion, and it will finally be releasing this year on April 24th. Personally, I will be picking up this game for sure and live streaming it here on the channel, and I can't wait to see what is in store for us and the entire cast as we make our way to the Paintress during Expedition 33. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, this game will be a part of Game Pass, so anyone thinking of picking this game up on Xbox Series X or S will be able to do so as part of that service, which is awesome to hear. Let me know what you guys think so far about Clair Obscur Expedition 33 in these details and everything that we know so far in the comment section down below. For everyone that's made it this far, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. If you enjoyed or found it entertaining, make sure to scroll down and make that like button glow so we can reach our like goal of 25 likes for this video. While you're down there, consider subscribing as we'll be covering Expedition 33 as updates come out, and make sure to check out some of my other Clair Obscur content, like all of the cast members that were revealed for the game, including some AAA Hollywood acting talent like Charlie Cox, better known as Daredevil, and also catch everything else we know about Clair Obscur Expedition 33, like its major inspiration, along with a brief breakdown of their reveal trailer. As always, your support through your viewership, liking, and subscribing is always greatly appreciated and helps me out tremendously against the existential threat that is the YouTube algorithm. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to catch you guys next time. Peace!